Hi. Very good morning to Madam Nurul Farida. Today, my group and I will present about the PBT presentations. My name is Chor Ching Tong and my number matrix is F1182.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Zahri Zofi bin Abdullah and my matrix number is F1163.
Assalamualaikum and morning. My name is Muhammad Abdul Hakim bin Muhammad Hafiz and my matrix number is F1169. So I will start with introduction. So this case report we summarize a digital forensic investigation into a suspect corporate espionage incident at Sign-Detect Industry. So the main evidence we have here is a USB drive labeled as SDI 2034 was provided by Inspector Sarah from the Cybercrime Division, and a standard forensic process was followed using tools like ProDiscover Basic and Crypty to focusing on file analyze, metadata extraction and decryption. The USB contained 8 key files including encrypted message, system configuration, image with possible steganography, and an employee database, also leading to the identification of insider activity. So, investigation procedure. The evidence details which we have is item which is USB drive label as SDI 2034. So we received from Inspector Sarah from the Cybercrime Division, and we received from the date we received is May 2nd 2024. The item of interest have 8 files, and the methodology we use is first create the forensic image of USB, verify the image integrity via hash comparison, analyze the file system and metadata, and examine the file content. We'll also build a timeline from timestamp to identify the sign of data exfiltration. So the tool we use is ProDiscover Basic. With the USB drive finding, the total we find interest is 8, which is the first is employee data, the company employee database. The second is cc3_style_correspondence.txt, which is the encrypted or encoded message. The exported properties, which is the metadata rich Excel file. Kawasaki key 61 is aircraft technical drawing. Also another, the 5 is also another aircraft drawing. Number 6 is open menta, which is the rally car image, and number 7 is a system file, and lastly number 8 is indexer volume guide, which is a system file.
Okay, for the file metadata analysis, we contain 8 file. For the first file in employee data, also from the name we can see that it is a file that contain to employee data like information of employee, full name, job title, and higher dates. And this information is important for the company. So from this part, we can see the file size, created date, modified dates, access dates, MD5 checksum, and the cluster change. So for the second file is cc3 still correspondence.txt. So this file contains an encrypted text like your vex. This cannot be read. So when we use the C cipher, we can see that we get a message that is made at the user localhost, and it also cannot be read. So it needs more tool to get the true text. We suspect it is a hidden message left by the suspect to the other persons. And also we can see that the file size, created date, modified date, and access date MD5 checksum. So for the exported properties XLS this is a metadata information about file type and particularly image file properties. So we also can check the file size, created date, modified date, access date, MD5 checksum, and cluster change. For fourth file is Kawasaki KI61HIN.GIF. This is a important asset for the company because it is a technician blueprint drawing of the Kawasaki KI61HIN aircraft. So for the fifth file is Kawasaki KI61.GIF. This also is an important asset for the company because it detailed technician drawing of Kawasaki KI61 aircraft. For the 5 is Open Manta B for 400 Group B ready car. So this car is multiple view of an Opel Manta B400 Group B ready car. For the 6.5 is WP setting.dat. So in this file is a system file related to Windows setting, and after we extract it we can get a small short text about dates, and the dates is in Chinese form or Korean form. So for the last file is indexer volume guide. So this is a system file related to volume indexing, and in here we can get the GUID. So that is all from me. Let me hand it to my friend.
Now, let's move on to slide suspect detail. We begin with the forensic image of the USB drive labeled SDI 2024, which was created on May 2, 2024 at 3 hours 22 minutes 58 seconds GMT8. These timestamps not only preserve the integrity of the evidence but also points to the use of China Standard Time, suggesting a regional link to Asia. These time zone detail will help later when correlating file activities. Moving on to the first file, cc3 underscore stealth underscore correspondence.txt. Using crypty, we detect a Caesar cipher with a +3 shift. The decrypted message seems confusing. This was later refined using ChatGPT to clarify the intended message. Meet at the user location to accompany at midnight. We need to discuss the next phase of opportunity shadow. The decoded message points to a convert meeting and shows that encryption, although basic, was used for operational security. Metadata checks confirm the file's authenticity and integrity. Next, we examine wsettings.dat, which contain mostly non-printable binary data. However, it is also included a unique Unicode string. When translated, the Chinese characters reveal a suspicious date, 27th March 2018. This date could potentially be linked to an earlier data theft incident and stands out in our investigation timeline. Continuing with our analysis, we examine exported properties XLSX and Kawasaki underscore dash KI dash 61.gif. Although both files reference the same image, their resolution different. Excel shows 3242 by 2333 30 pixels. This GIF version shows 3025.8 by 2272 pixels. This inconsistency strongly suggests the use of steganography to embed hidden data. Furthermore, the nature of the modification indicates admin level access, hinting at insider involvement. To narrow down the suspect, we analyze employee data as LSX, which holds information on 833 employees. We filtered the data based on several criteria, which is country, China, including CST aligned cities, hire date before March 27, 2018, SC date after March 27, 2018. Department engineering, position, executive level. This approach was aimed at identifying someone who had early access to sensitive data and remained in position after the suspicious date. Based on that filter data, Joshua Fong Vice President of Engineering from Beijing, was identified. His executive level role grants access to highly confidential R&D files. Additionally, his geographic location aligns with the file timestamps and Chinese language artifacts discovered in the data. This positioned him as the primary suspect with both the capability and opportunity to alter and embed content on the USB without detection.
So for next is a case worknote or forensic worksheet. So step 1 we have is file system review, and the action we perform is inspected the directory layout, which is examine the timestamp data and check for the system or hidden files. So the tools we use for the step 1 is Pro Discover Basics, and the second is metadata inspection, which is we retrieve the detailed file properties such as creation, modification, dates, path and attributes, which is we also use the Pro Discover Basic. For number 3, file content evaluation, the decrypt suspicious text file and investigate image for possible steganography in content. We use a crypty and a hex editor. For number 4 is data extraction from binary, which is we analyze the WP setting for non-standard data and encode embedded in Unicode string, which is we use the Google Translate. And lastly is suspect tracing, which is filter employee database on location, and access level higher the exit date and engineering roles, which is we use the Microsoft Excel. So for conclusion, the investigation reveals strong evidence of intentional data concealment, including encrypted message, steganography and hidden timestamp linked to a non-breach. We also filtering the employee data led to Joshua Fong, VP of Engineering in Beijing, whose role and location align with the suspicious activity. So the file integrity was confirmed and supporting the conclusion that a privileged insider exfiltrated sensitive data, pointing to a corporate espionage. So that's all from our group. Thank you.